everyone, welcome back to Rooted in Style. For those who don't know me, my name is Melanie. Today I'm going to be repotting my Hoya Fitchii. It is in the original potting mix that I bought it in. I don't think it's a great potting mix. I want to switch it to a chunkier mix. I use soul soils, but it doesn't really matter what you use. If I sound a little bit strange, that's because I've got a little bit of a cold. I am already feeling better, so that's good. I just sound a little bit funky. So anyway, let's get rooted in style. So for this repot, I haven't fully decided if I want to replant this in the plastic container so I can see the roots, or if I want to do it in the terracotta. The benefit is that if I start to get root rot, I'll be able to see it in the clear plastic container, but the downside is that you can get root rot more easily in the plastic container as opposed to the terracotta, because the terracotta will actually help maintain the moisture levels. The water, if there's too much, it will soak into the terracotta itself, and then it can release it once it starts to dry out. But if your soil gets dry, the terracotta can also wick the moisture from your roots. But I've had pretty good success with repotting Hoyas in the terracotta pots. And this one, I did overwater my previous one. So I think I'm actually gonna repot it here in my terracotta pot. So we're gonna change it up today. Let's get this guy out of his container. I'll try to set this up so you guys can see what I'm doing. I don't want to break up any roots if possible. So let's see. Come on. He hasn't been watered in a while. I was recently on a trip. I had him in kind of my self-made greenhouse, so he hasn't actually been watered in about a month. So the soil should be nice and dry, so I should be able to get him out easily. But for some reason, he is just stuck. I feel like it's like DQ. You know how they're supposed to give you the ice cream upside down, or else you're supposed to get it for free? Well, this guy is staying in there even upside down. Gosh, he is really in it. Oh boy. I feel like I'm ripping roots. I feel like I keep hearing them rip. Yeah, we do have some casualties. But I guess that is what it is. Let's see. Ah, I've got multiple plants in here. That's nice. Let's try to get all of this soil off now. So I just nicely kind of tease out the roots. This soil is still moist, even though it's been a month. That is not ideal for being out. Definitely at risk of getting overwatered. And again, when I do this, I try to just kind of, I don't pull at it, I just almost pat it, I guess, for lack of a better term. And I kind of scratch a little bit, but not too much. Because again, we want to keep these roots intact if we can. Now, I'm not in my kitchen, but you could also just kind of rinse them and see if that gets the soil off. I've run into issues with that because sometimes I just personally truly cannot get all the soil off for the life of me, and then I'm repotting it and the roots have some wet soil, so I think that has led to issues in the past with some of my plants. And so that means also you want to be really careful when you buy these in the store, because sometimes if you notice, they are overwatered. I'm just gonna bring this to the sink because I cannot get this apart. Well, I did my best. I don't think I'm getting any more off. As you can see, you know, there is some dirt on it, some soil, but it could be worse. I got most of it off, so that's what I care about. And when I repot it, I'll pot it like this. The question is that enough roots for this? That's questionable. The root system is long, not necessarily so robust, but I'm gonna try it. I think that should be okay. So the question is, should I put it in the clear plastic container, which fits it better, or the terracotta? Let's see if I can show you. So I think I'm still gonna go with the terracotta. I like terracotta. I think it works well for Hoyas, so that's gonna be my plan. My hands are wet, so it's hard to put on the gloves. Oh no. There we go. So I put a mesh down at the bottom. You want there to be some soil at the bottom. Even though my roots will touch the bottom, I don't want them at the bottom. Then they have nowhere else to go. So I'm going to put a little layer of potting soil. So I filled it to about here. So that way it has a little bit of room, but not all room. Some people recommend you pre-wet your potting soil. I feel like I never think ahead of time to do that, so I usually don't. All right, let's put some root crack in there. Sprinkle it on the ends. Oh, that was a lot. This helps reduce the shock of your plants. I use this rooting powder. Yeah. All right, so if you see this chopstick, what I use it for is to pack everything down, because what you can't see is all the air bubbles, but I guarantee you there's a lot of air pockets, which are basically areas without soil along the edge and potentially around the root system as well. You want to try to get rid of all those pockets of air, because while your plant needs the air to breathe, you also don't want the roots to dry out because it's in contact with air. And I don't think you can see this so well, but I am able to compact it significantly more. And you don't need to be worried about the roots getting injured at this point, because they're not stuck in the soil. I feel like the soil just kind of moves around them. And that's that. So now I'm just gonna go give this guy some water and find him a new home. And that concludes the repotting of my Hoya Fitchii. So I will hopefully be posting some updates on how this plant is doing in the future. If you have any questions, please feel free to write so in the comments. And if you finished watching this video to the end, thank you. If you liked it, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Until next time, stay rooted in style. Happy planting.